A listener who did not sign his name writes to me and he says, "Hello, Tom. I'm writing you to tell you about my situation and your influence on my life. First of all, I haven't been laid in 5 years, mainly because I am, as you describe, a Poindexter. I have no wealth, power, or fame. The only 3 hopes that Poindexter has to get laid. Because Poindexter doesn't have the social skills or charisma to do so otherwise. Unlike most social rejects, I'm fully aware of my situation. I've tried many times to change things and failed every time. That's why my future plan is to use my Poindexterness to my advantage. After I acquire enough wealth and what power I can grab, the gold diggers will come flocking, thinking I'm an easy kill. Boy, will they be in for an effing surprise. I believe the more money I can make, the more it gives me the right to treat women like the crap they are. To me, falling in love is a sign of weakness, and marriage is a sucker's game. Please leave me anonymous." Well, Poindexter, I completely agree with you on that level. You're right. The more money you make, the more power you have, the more the gold diggers will show up. And if you know how to play it, you can get what you need. And you boys are in need, I know. You can get what you need and not give up anything that you have earned. That's what's important. I know all about Poindexters. I've worked around them all my life. Went to school with them. 99 times out of 100, your chief engineer and any of his cohorts at the radio station, all Poindexters. Yes, they know how, if the radio station goes off in the middle of a storm, they know how to get it back on the air. Yes, if equipment breaks down at the radio station, they can come in with a soldering iron. They can come in with spit and glue and put it back together. Yes, if your computer crashes or somebody in your office feels they know how to rewrite the registry, they can come in and fix the damage. Poindexter knows how to do all mathematical problems. He knows when your cable is out or your satellite dish isn't working at home. You can call him up, and he's never doing anything. You can call him on Friday night, Saturday night, anytime over the weekend. Poindexter is available. He's hoping that by being available to you, and more importantly, by showing you how necessary he is to your life, he's hoping that eventually you or one of your friends will give him what he needs most that he can't get: sex. Most people, though, take Poindexter for granted. And in any given office situation, or even if you're going to school, Poindexter is all too willing to spend the money he earns. By the way, Poindexter doesn't waste a lot of money. If you look at him, he doesn't waste a lot of money on clothes or fancy cars. If Poindexter's making a good living with his computer skills, he's putting that money away prudently, saving it up. Because one day, when you're turning 30, ladies, and you're not as popular as you used to be, Poindexter will have spent all those years you weren't going out with him. Poindexter is saving. He's saving money. Poindexter knows numbers, understands graphs. Poindexter knows how to invest that money. Of course, he doesn't know how to have any fun, doesn't know how to be cool, doesn't know how to get a chick, doesn't have any game. But ladies, one day you find that day when you realize that all the musicians you've dated, all the actors you've dated, all the hot guys you've dated, all the celebrities you've dated, all the rich guys you've dated, Poindexter knows that the time is on his side. One day, Poindexter is going to start looking pretty good. Believe me, Poindexter has saved up a lot of sperm over the years. And that day when you want to settle down and have kids and You want to be with somebody who will never be poor, you'll never go broke, you'll always be taken care of. Poindexter's a very reliable guy. And sure, you'll buy all kinds of power tools, and when Poindexter's not home, when he's busy out at midnight, rebooting somebody's computer somewhere around town, you'll be there with the power tools, buzzing yourself there and thinking back on all the hot guys you used to go out with, all the hot experiences you had in the past. You'll be thinking, I remember that time I ordered that Domino's pizza, and I didn't have to pay for it. I invited Vito, the pizza guy, to come in and deliver the sausage personally. Now, Poindexter, indeed, Gary, can hit the ceiling in no time flat because Poindexter hasn't ejaculated in 15 years, ever since that wet dream he had in high school. So Poindexter is clearly waiting his turn. Poindexter, and I know if you are Poindexter, I know you know what I'm going to tell you is true. Poindexter certainly has tried with the ladies. Poindexter has invited women out to dinner. These guys rarely drink, and it's usually ugly if they ever do. Ever seen a Poindexter who starts boozing? You know, hoping to, like, look cool or get chicks. Never works. Never works. All of a sudden, you start seeing their, like, childlike innocence coming out, and they start talking about how pathetic their lives are and how they can't get laid and chicks won't talk to them. It's ugly. Never give Poindexter any booze because it never leads to anything good. Never. But Poindexter, I know you're listening because, and here's why I know so much about you, Poindexter. You know, these guys, just because they never get laid doesn't mean they don't try. They invite women out to dinner all the time. And I know that sometimes Poindexter succeeds at getting women to come out to dinner. Why? Well, because sometimes women are dating jerks like me who won't spend a penny on them. And so Poindexter thinks his big night is coming, you know, and he, sprays on the cologne and puts on that jacket he picked up at, like Sears or JCPenney or wherever. He puts on his Sandsabelt slacks or his Dockers, his penny loafers, and he gets in his very sensible Toyota Prius or whatever, some car that gets 86 miles to the gallon. He gets in. My car, it gets 86 miles to the gallon, you know that? You ever been with Poindexter on a date? Come on, you know what it's like. I've been working on a project recently that I think it's going to be really surprising to a lot of people. Please, shut up. Poindexter doesn't watch television except for, maybe the hottest, raciest channel he watches is like Speed Vision or something having to do with technology. CNET or whatever that ZDNet or one of those channels that's only on satellite or digital cable. One of those technology channels. He watches the Discovery Channel. But you ask Poindexter what happened on Friends this season. Ask him. He doesn't know. Poindexter doesn't know Rachel from Ross. You know what I'm talking about? He just doesn't. It's true. Sorry to say I know the difference between Rachel and Ross, but that's only because I live with someone who watches Friends. But see, at least I watched Friends years ago and just said, you know what, not very funny, and then I turned it off. But at least I found out what it was before I rejected it out of hand. Poindexter, though, doesn't know anything about pop culture at all. You think Poindexter watched the Grammy Awards, for example? If you call that pop culture? Yeah. You see Norah Jones rock out on the Grammy Awards? Very exciting. I just kept wishing she'd take her top off, frankly. Because the music, I want to tell you, you put that on about midnight, you'll be asleep by 12:07. You know what she was saying? I can't believe I couldn't believe it either. Well, there isn't much happening under there, Gary, but it's still young and firm. It's not huge. My guess, though, no stretch marks, no veins sticking out. Avril Lavigne. Yeah, we got to look at her face. Avril Lavigne, nice body, horsey face. I know she's 18, Gary, but she's got that horsey face. You know what? She's from Ottawa, like that other horsey face, Alanis Morissette. You know, these chicks with these French names, where they have these horsey faces. Great boobs. But those faces, it's like, imagine that face coming towards your penis, Gary. I'm sorry, I don't care if it's 18 or 80. You want the lights off. She's a double bagger. No question about it. Another butterface, Avril Lavigne. Absolutely. What are you going to do? But seriously speaking, Poindexter, the reason I know so much about you is because, and I'm not making this up just to piss you off or just for radio. Believe me, I'm not. I can't tell you, Poindexter, how many times you were out with a girl who had a cell phone. And what I'm doing is I'm out boozing with my buddies, or maybe I'm double shifting one night. I'm somewhere, and I know that you have taken her out to a nice dinner, a dinner I would never take her out to. So I dial about 9 o'clock, 9:15, because I know you have to get to bed early. So I call over there, and I get her on the phone. She takes the phone out of her pocketbook, tries to act like she's not talking to a guy. Oh, hi. Yeah. Uh-huh. And meanwhile, I'm at the other end of the phone going, he's sitting right there, isn't he? Uh-huh. All right, look, what time you got to be done there? I don't know, 9:30? 9:30, okay, good. Why don't you and I, after he drops you off, why don't you have him drop you off where I am right now? You know, not at someplace, you know, like Lola's or somewhere like, why don't you have him drop you off at Lola's? Over here in Fairfax, okay. All right, that sounds good, she says at the other end of the line, hoping Poindexter doesn't realize she's actually talking to the next guy, the one she's really going to hook up with. Poindexter, because he saves his money scrupulously. Poindexter, of course, is paying for dinner, hoping to get a good night kiss, which he's not going to get because she's going to get out of his car in front of Lola's and go, Poindexter, thanks a lot. It's been great. Good night. I got a friend in here. I've got to meet her right now. And it's me. Poindexter, believe me. Think back. How many times you've been out to dinner on nights when you didn't put the puck in the net? How many times did that cell phone ring around 9:15, 9:30? It was me, or somebody like me. I'm telling you. She told you it was a friend, and it was. It was a friend who had seen her vagina up close. Something you never got to see. Poindexter does have the phone clipped to his belt, Gary. He's one of the few people still carrying a pager. Most of us have gravitated over to cell phones, but Poindexter still believes, you know, someday there might be an earthquake or someday there might be terrorism and you might need that pager. So he's still carrying it. Nobody is carrying a pager except Poindexter. Have you noticed that? Poindexter's got the keys on that key ring, kind of like a superintendent, and he's got the pager on his belt and the cell phone. Sorry. By the way, Poindexter's the guy they're going to call when, you know, like air traffic control goes down or when the terrorists come in and, you know, like try to wipe out the Internet. All the Poindexters across the country will be, you know, flying to Silicon Valley or Dallas or Austin, or wherever they go. I don't even know where they go. And they'll be the ones getting the country back up and running. And meanwhile, we'll be bagging all the chicks that Poindexter can't get. It's absolutely true. And the sad thing about Poindexter is not only that he can't get laid, the guy's so naive, he wouldn't even know what to do if he got her clothes off. He's hoping she'll kiss him. She won't even do that. He'll spend any amount of money just to be sitting with a nice-looking girl. And meanwhile, some complete jerk who's either very hot or powerful or famous or rich is waiting somewhere, just tapping his foot, waiting for Poindexter to finish with her so he can be the icing on the cake. Poindexter's nothing but a piece of pound cake, you know what I'm saying? That's it, as far as she's concerned. So, Poindexter, if you're listening, Now you know who I'm talking about, right, Mr. Pocket Protector, Mr. Slide Rule, Mr. Calculator with 700 buttons on it, not just plus and minus and divided by. You got the calculator with sine and cosine and tangent and, right? You got that. You got pi. You actually know pi. Like you know all the digits of pi. And pi is what? 2 divided by 7? And that's like this number that just goes on forever. Yeah, Poindexter knows the first 100 decimal places of pi. Me, I just like to eat pie. Hair pie, preferably. I'll show you the square root of pi. Oh, yeah. The closest Poindexter gets to sex are stupid, like, childish jokes, like, what's the square root of 64? Or is it the square root of 69, 8 something? Yeah. They tell those at, like, the Star Trek convention. These are the guys who've never actually seen a vagina up close. Last time I saw a vagina up close, they were leaving one at the time. Her name was Mommy. Yeah. That was the last time. So, Poindexter, you know who you are. Now, you might as well just admit it by calling me right now.
Tom Leykis.
Leykis Show, 1-800-5800-TOM. All right, Poindexter, give me a call. It's Sean on a cell phone. You're on the Tom Leykis Show, Poindexter. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Poindexter.
How are you?
Do you care?
I do.
I'm doing great.
I'm a long-time listener, man, and for the most part, I agree with just about everything you say, my man.
Wow.
But you got it wrong on this one.
How so?
Well, let's see. How old are you now, Tom?
It's not relevant to this conversation.
Oh, but it is.
No, it really isn't.
Yes, it is.
Why is that?
We're a whole nother generation now,
Oh,
You're
yeah.
kind of coming from a time of, like, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and you're picking on these guys. Well, that's the way it used to be, And you're a seven-figure income kind of guy now?
That's how it is.
That's how it is. Well,
Yeah.
you see, a lot of us...
Well, I guess you must be getting laid every night then, huh?
Oh, I do know, man.
Oh, I'm sure you do, Poindexter.
The Tom Leykis Show. This is the Tom Leykis Show.
At 1-800-5800-TOM. Hey, Poindexter. Don't be like the last guy. Don't be bitter. Let's say hello here to Matt on a cell phone. You're on the Tom Leykis Show.
Aloha, Tom.
Aloha, Matt.
So I'm scared that I might be Poindexter.
Are you?
I don't know. I do computer repair all long, and I drive an old beat-up 85 Ford LTD, and I don't know. Haven't had a girl in 5 months.
And when you had a girl, did you get laid regularly?
Yeah, pretty much every day.
Uh-huh. And why'd you break up with her?
She was a little overweight, actually.
Okay, so yeah, that's like not having a girl at all.
Yeah, I guess so.
When's the last time you had a hot chick?
Oh, I don't know. High school?
High school. All right, Poindexter, I think we found you.
Damn it, I was afraid you might say that.
Yeah.
So what can I do to turn this around?
Well, it's a major project. This isn't just one thing you do. It's everything.
Yeah?
It's all a matter of perception, and, being the geek doesn't help.
Yeah.
You got to stop being the geek.
So what do you think I should do? Change a career or...
Change of career? Well, put it this way. How much do you make?
I don't know, 40, I think. I work for myself, so I don't pay any taxes.
You realize in the computer business, there's all kinds of potential to make money.
Yeah.
I'd be a little more ambitious and make some money.
Okay.
I mean, chicks love money.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to spend it on them, but they like you having it. And how do you, by the way, in Honolulu, 40,000 is like 20,000 on the mainland. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of hard to get along out here.
Believe me, I've spent many a day in Hawaii. I know all about it.
Yeah.
And I know how much money you have to make just to vacation there.
Yeah. It is rather expensive.
Yeah, so 40,000 might sound good if you were living in Pacoima here in Los Angeles, but $40,000 in Honolulu puts you at the low end.
Yeah. Probably why I'm driving the car I'm driving, I guess.
Driving a beater. You live in a dump?
No, I'm in an okay house.
You're in a house?
So.
Do you own it?
Yeah. No, I got
of course you
4
do.
roommates.
4 roommates.
Yeah.
So where do you go to get laid?
I got my own room. At least that works.
Boy, oh boy. So you're 25 and you have 4 roommates.
Yeah.
And you make in the low end of the salary scale.
Yeah.
And you drive a beater.
Yeah.
And you're 25. And it's not getting any better.
No, it's not. Well, guess I got some work to do on myself.
I think you do, Matt.
Okay, well, blow me up, Tom.
Here you go, Matt. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Frank on the Tom Leykis Show. We're looking for Poindexter. Hello.
Hey, Tom. How are you doing?
All right, Frank.
So, tell me, because I don't treat women like crap, and I'm probably the opposite of you, how does that make me a Poindexter?
Well, that's not what I said. I gave a whole lot of characteristics of a Poindexter. Poindexter doesn't get chicks at all. Or when he gets chicks, mostly he gets a peck on the cheek after he pays for dinner, and then somebody else gets the sex.
What I disagree with you is what classifies a Poindexter, and your little listeners are not going to get laid.
Poindexters are square. They don't know anything about pop culture. All they know about is math and science and computers and science fiction and things girls don't care about.
Well, it's just called general knowledge.
No, it's not general knowledge, because general knowledge includes pop culture.
Who cares about who's dating Brad Pitt? If that is pop culture, it's useless.
Well, again, that's I don't know how many women or American women you're getting to date, but I'll tell you what, that's what chicks care about.
Well, that's what they care about. Doesn't mean you have to care about that.
You don't have to care about it. You just have to appear to care about it and know a little about it. If you don't, you won't get as many chicks. It's that simple.
I don't know.
I don't know what country you come from, Frank, but in this country, that's what chicks care about.
You know what? I've never had any problem getting laid in this country.
Well, good for you.
And you, on the other hand, cannot get laid because with the kind of conversation
I get laid all the time, but you have no idea how much I get laid. My downstairs neighbor moved out, I get laid so much. That's how much I get laid.
Come on, I've seen what you look like.
It doesn't matter. That's my point, Frank.
Well, then you're a Poindexter.
I'm not at all a Poindexter.
Women go out with you.
Because you know what? I know about pop culture. And I know about music. And I know about things like television. And I know about movies. And I know about all the insignificant crap that women care about. I know about who's dating who. I know all that crap, and women love it.
Then that makes you a pussy.
No, it doesn't make me a pussy at all, because you know what? I don't give a rat's ass about any of that stuff. I just know how to respond to it when I hear it.
Oh, I thought a real man was able to stand to a woman and say, this is crap.
Oh, it is crap.
Well,
I'll say that after I've had your vagina.
You don't say that to them before.
You don't have to.
This is so stupid.
Okay.
You can't. You're either a Poindexter because women are with you because of
If
your...
I was a Poindexter, I wouldn't be out having fun. I'd be fixing your computer.
Well, what's that crap about? So if you're into computers and you know about science, you're a Poindexter? Is that your point?
I'm saying that Poindexters are people who only know about that kind of stuff and don't know about the stuff that average people talk about.
That doesn't make sense.
Of course it makes sense.
You're describing geeks and nerds from...
That's who Poindexter is.
In the 80s.
That's who Poindexter is. You think those people don't exist today? What, are you kidding me?
Yeah, right.
Next time your computer crashes, pal, Poindexter's coming to fix it. Unless you're Poindexter.
No, well, the guy who you call Poindexter can be a Tom Leykis fan if he's ugly. Whomever is ugly is Poindexter and won't get laid.
It's not just about being ugly. It has more to do with being square.
Most of your listeners, I've met a lot of them.
You have?
Leykis listener.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if you have such contempt for the show, why do you listen to it?
because what I was waiting for is a chance to talk to you and to see that whatever you say is crap. If you
I see.
Well,
you know what? When the rating services count bodies, they don't count whether you like me or you don't. They just count bodies. So you keep listening.
Well, what I wanted to say...
Nah, I'm not. You know what? I've heard enough. Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Bill on a cell phone. You're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
How you doing, Tom?
All right, Poindexter?
Yes, I am a Poindexter. But I've been listening for a long time, just been looking for a reason to call, and I think I found it.
Mm-hmm.
The year is 1987. Buddy of mine, he's an investment banker, right? He told me I had about 130 grand saved up. And he tells me to put a little money in this company called Microsoft.
From all those years you weren't getting laid, you had $130,000.
That is correct.
Uh-huh.
Putting money away. And all these Poindexters that call you and tell you it ain't true are lying.
Mm-hmm.
So I put this money in, and in 2001 I take it out. Long story short, I'm not working anymore. Anyway.
I'll bet women find you a lot more attractive now.
Oh, man. Beautiful. Much, much more. I mean, people tell me, is it the car or me that gets laid, but who cares?
You know what? Your penis doesn't know the difference.
Exactly. What do I care? But I found this actress, and we're looking to get married. But hey, Tom, can you say prenup?
Prenup, of course. Don't give her a dime.
Not a chance. I don't mind giving her a little bit here and there because it's all good. I'm happy with this one. But through your coachings and a little bit of help from Bill Gates, my Poindexter has gone down the toilet.
How perfect is that?
Yeah, and
did you get your sport coat made of $100 bills yet?
No, I'm looking to get it made though. You know a good guy?
Oh, I got plenty of good tailors. I want to tell you. Women, you can't brush the women off if you try when you wear a coat like that.
Oh, absolutely.
A number of people have called in, have asked where they can get one, and first of all, you have to have the hundreds.
Yeah, and not the ones that you get from your buddies. You know what I mean? Hey, your ATM scandal. I love it. Love it. Used it. That's how I found this one.
You know what's happened now? A bunch of people are selling high balance ATM receipts on eBay. Have you seen this yet?
No, I haven't.
Selling them.
That just sounds like a good idea.
Do an ATM search on eBay. You're going to see all these people selling their ATM receipts.
Wow. Yeah.
You got a high balance, Bill, maybe you can make a few bucks here.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'll just I got two accounts. I'll use my savings. Hey, you got any listeners are interested? Tell them about $10,000 a receipt.
Okay,
works for me.
Very good, Bill. Thank you. 1-800-5800-TOM. Alan on the cell phone. You're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Alan.
Dude, I was such a big Poindexter in high school and through college, and then I discovered you. And I started turning my life around. I got a $1 million+ home, a Beamer 330. But the problem is, Tom, I'm still a Poindexter at heart, and I can't turn it around.
Oh. Well, that takes a little more work, but the most important thing is that people don't know you're a Poindexter.
Yeah, I mean, but the problem is I'm too nice to girls. I mean, I've been listening to you, and I stopped spending money, trying to be mean and stuff, but, you know, I just cannot close the deal, Tom.
Yeah, well, the way you close the deal, of course, is by not being available, not being reliable, not being around. The essence of a Poindexter is to be ultimately reliable. Poindexter shows up when it snows 18 inches, you know, and he comes in and makes the computers work in the office. Poindexter is the guy who comes down to the radio station and fixes the cart machine when it's broken. Poindexter is the Poindexter is reliable. If Poindexter has to be somewhere at 4 o'clock in the morning, he's there at 3:30. You have to stop being those things.
But it's just so hard. Like, I met some strippers. I'm like, it's like, they say, oh, you're such a nice guy, give me a call, and then, you know, you call them when you want to, but then they never show up or anything.
Yeah, well, you know, being a nice guy, that's the death knell.
Yeah, I know.
Stop being such a nice guy, Alan.
I know. Dude, Tom, thank you. I appreciate a lot what you said over the radio.
Of course, I'm
Yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm here to help. The Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Evan on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom.
Evan.
I'm listening to you talk, and you keep going on and going on. I'm thinking to myself, he could not be more right. I will admit that I am a Poindexter, and you just keep saying things, and I'm like, this is exactly what's going on. I mean, you're talking about going on dates, expensive dates, and not even getting so much as a kiss at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't account the number of dates.
Not only that, you're not there at the end of the night. It's the end of the night for you.
Yeah, the end of the night for me.
After she says good night, she calls me on the phone and says, what are you doing?
And the horrible thing is, I've actually been there, and she's admitted straight out that she was calling some other guy, and I'm just a nice guy. And
you know how you know for sure, and I don't know if it's you, you know how you know for sure you're Poindexter? If you've ever dropped a woman off at the next location where she was going to go out, have you ever dropped a woman off at, like, she ever say to you, like, yeah, could you take me to, like, just drop me off at the Sky Bar, I'm going to meet a friend over there?
Yeah, well, not exactly bars. I mean, I'm a little...
Bars, clubs, restaurants, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
In other words, you were dropping her off at the Girl Scout meeting. You were dropping her off someplace that was like a night spot.
Yep, and then you were talking just a second ago, but I can't remember what you said exactly. But I mean, you just keep talking, and I mean, it's classic. And whoever says there's not Poindexters today does not know what they're talking about.
There have always been Poindexters, and there will always be Poindexters.
Yep. And I mean, I haven't listened to you for that long, but everything you say is exactly right on. You know what you're talking about, man.
That's because as I've always said, you know, Poindexter takes the girl out to an expensive dinner, and then around 9:30, 10 o'clock, when she's going, oh, my God, I got to get up in the morning, she's actually going to the bathroom to talk to me on the cell phone if she doesn't do it right in front of your face.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Which is why I tell guys, if she answers the cell phone while you're on a date, leave.
Yeah, the date's over.
Leave at that moment. Let her pay the bill.
Oh, that would be great.
That's how you start turning your life around.
I mean, and you were saying just a second ago that, you know, Poindexters are always there when you need them.
Yeah.
I had a girl call me this morning at like 9 a.m. I don't get up before noon.
Mm-hmm.
A girl calls me at 9 a.m., and I was stupid enough to get up and go pick her up. And I just felt.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. I'll bet you know the way to the airport. I'll bet.
Oh, I know everywhere in town. And I mean, this is a big town. I live in Vegas. And I mean, it's a big town. I know everywhere.
Yep.
And
yeah, but I'll bet you've gotten those calls. I'm taking the red eye. Could you take me to the airport? I bet you've gotten those.
Yep. I got a call. There's a town called Mesquite about 40 miles out. I got a call from a friend of mine. She was in Mesquite. Her car, she had a flat tire. I drove out there and fixed her tire for her. I'm just lame, I swear.
Well, these are the things you have to change about yourself if you want to stop being a Poindexter and start getting late.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize it through listening to you and you speak the truth.
Yeah. Stop being reliable. Be unreliable.
Yeah.
You know, and if there's no sex in it for you, don't do anything.
There's never any sex in it for me.
Well, then you know what? You'll have a lot more free time for yourself.
Yeah, I will.
And then you won't be pathetic.
Well, thanks.
Evan, I'm on your side. Appreciate the call. Our email address is my name. It's Tom at blowmeuptom.com.